everyone, today we are going to make a bridal fan. Welcome to my channel, and please kindly subscribe while you are watching and press the thumbs up. Alright, this is my first voiceover, so kindly enjoy. So we've seen the materials needed. So now the first thing you're going to do is to glue the fabric with the board, and make sure you are generous with it, but not too generous that it will show on your material. So you have to understand the kind of material you are using, and make sure you check that the material is the front or the back. So one side won't be bright and the other side will now be dim. So you have to glue every part of the board to the fabric, so there won't be any air pockets. You understand that one place will swell and while the other place is flat, just for your work to be neat. After that, you trim off every excess, not too much, but just make sure you trim it so you can cover it like this. Doing it like this makes your work so neat. And please pardon my glue, it does not glue immediately, but it's quite strong after it dries off. So you can see that silver stuff at the arm there. I later removed it because it was not necessary at that point. So this is me gluing everything, the first fabric to the board, to make sure that everything stays well, to make our work very neat. So now after this, we are to trim off the end, the under part there, that excess. You have to trim it off, but not too close and not too far. You understand? You have to measure. You must love measurement. So this isn't measuring. I said so that it is still too much, so I had to reduce it again. This is me reducing it. After that, I have to glue that side. I have to glue everything totally to make it very neat. I hope you are still following. If you've not subscribed and if you have not pressed a like button, please kindly do that now. Thank you. So we progress. So make sure you have something to help it line straight. You understand? And make sure you go back to it and make sure that everything is gluing very fine. So now we want to work with the second fabric. So you have to measure and make sure you are close to the edge, not too close to the edge. So you have to measure if it's going to slip on the other one. So now it's time for us to glue it. So you have to work with it like that. It's good to start from the top. For me, it's good to work from the top, so it will be easier. So you can be doing it one part at a time or everything. If you can control it, you can glue everything. But I didn't want the glue to dry, so that's what I have to do. And make sure you trim down any fabric that is at the top, any one that will make your work look too fat. Make sure you trim down every excess from the first fabric. Trim it down, then apply your glue. Then after you apply your glue, you can cover it. Make sure you are generous with your glue, but not so generous that it will show your fabric. So you have to understand your fabric. So this is me gluing it here. Look at it, then I lay it on it. Simple. Then make sure you use your hand to control it too. Make sure that there's no air pocket anywhere at all. Hope you can see it. Make sure you secure everything very well. You see that everything glues. So after you've glued that, make sure you trim off the excess. Like I said, not too close and not too far. So now for our work to be neat, we're going to focus on one side, which is the front. So you lap it. See the way I'm doing? Make sure you overlap it like that. So every rough edges will be at the front. You understand? So the back will be very neat and nice. So make sure you trim it very well. Trim it to the barest minimum. Look at me trimming. I'm making sure I trim it. And if you still need to add glue, add it. After that, now add whatever you want to add at the edge. You can see the overlapping now. Our trimmings will cover it up, so it won't show. make sure you're looking at it that it does not show. So this is the preferred trim mate for this bridal fan, which is very lovely. You can go for the one that is close to the material, or the one brighter or dimmer, or maybe a different color entirely. Just choose what you really love. So because our glue does not dry easily, so I have to place the glue almost at like 5 or 6 ribbons at once. So by the time I get there, it will just dry immediately. So at this point my glue finished, so I have to replenish it. So as you can see, I've finished the first one. Now I'm gluing the second row down. You can see that I'm gluing more than one at a time, so I can be working on it one by one. This is this calculation for it to be nice. If not, it won't come out nice. So look at the way it's looking good. You can see that the where I overlapped is not even showing. Now the next thing is to puncture the handle axis. I'll prefer a blade, but I didn't have a blade, so I used my scissors to do it, because that place is not very tight, so it's easy to use my scissors to puncture it. So this is me going round, cutting it up. So after I was done, I overlapped it like we overlapped the first one when we're doing the main board. So that way we overlap it. Then now we are doing the trim. Just wrap it around the handle, or you might not even need it at all because it's already neat. If you are not going to put this silver thing, you can put this ribbon at the line, so it will cover the line entirely, because we did it neatly. So after this, make sure you glue it well, because that's where the bride is going to be holding. So it will remove all the wedding day. Make sure you glue it very well and make sure it dries. If you've not subscribed now, I don't know what you are still doing. You can press the subscribe button and the thumbs up. After that, then you can trim off the excess, which I'm doing here. Make sure you trim it off because it's not needed any longer. You can see where overlapped. You can see that it's so neat. It's neat. So that's how yours to be neat. So now the next thing is to add our alphabet, because if I put my trimmings first at the handle axis, that arc, it might be too far to the name or too close. So that's why I have to go for the name first. So this is me. So after cutting off the names, the alphabet from the main part, make sure you trim it down also, because the edge are usually having this pointed mouth, and you don't want that to be in your work because it won't be neat. So make sure you trim it down. After that, you arrange first to see that okay, this is how you want to be. If possible, you can, after you've arranged it to your preferred position, you can use pencil to map it out, so it will be easy when you are gluing it, because once you are gluing it, you might not remember where this was or where it wasn't. So you just do that. That's what I'm doing here. I'm taking my time here. So you can see that I'm gluing it down to make sure it's aligned very well. I did this severally. So after that, we're moving to the edges to make sure we cover all the overlaps or all the overlapping. You have to cover it, so your work has to be very neat. So cover them. You know, we've trimmed everything down, so it's very easy to cover it up, so you can see how it is. So take your time, because you are covering your edges, so you need to take your time so it won't show. You have to make your bride happy. So this is the final edge covering. Look at the way it is. You have to align the flowers very well. So from there, you have to now do the arc. Look at the way I'm still arranging it here, just to make sure that everything will come out nice before adding the glue. So now I've added the glue, is to start sticking it to the board. Just forget about the overlapping now. just focus on maybe not too far to the name. So just to make it lovely, you can see that there's glue on my hand here because I made the glue to be under most of the ribbon, because if I'm doing one by one, it's going to take time to dry. So make sure you do it that way, and you are covering your hand. This takes calculation actually. Then the second one, now this second one, you have to focus on covering up the overlapping. The overlapping must not show. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to like cover that. Okay, sometimes having everything on a straight line might not work. You might have to cut it at some point to be able to curve the ribbon very well. So at this point you can see I had to cut it because it was not giving me what I wanted. So that's what I did. So after finishing, I noticed that the middle was too wide, so I had to do the third one off camera, and this is the result. You can see that it's 3 lines for this down part. See how beautiful it came out, so neat. You can see that the edges are not even showing at all. Now look at the back. The back is so neat. Our overlap is not showing because we overlapped it to the front. Thank you for watching.